Alright, what up y'all? We got a quick little ball fade tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and start my ball line using my Evo X trimmers with the 50 blend mod. I'm gonna just go ahead and create my first initial guideline, get it balled out, get it real smooth. Actually what I did, I switched. I started with the hitters with the Babblers blade, but I like the way the GTX blade on the Evo X's hits a little bit better. So we're just going ahead and making some room, cleaning it all up. We want to get a nice clean canvas before we come in with the shaver. That's how I work. I like to get it nice and clean, so really detailed. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Bronze Series 9 and we're going to go ahead and clean that up, get it down to the skin. I like this shaver because it's really smooth. I do have the new Andis shaver, and in my opinion, the Bronze Series 9 is still a little bit more smoother than that. So now, once we get it all clean and get it all bald, we want to make sure our sections are nice and clean. So once again, Bronze Series 9, clean it up, get it real smooth. Brush the hair down in direction it goes. So now I'm going to take my gold cordless masters and I'm going to have the blade all the way open. To most people this is the equivalent to a 1. I think that it's a little bit shorter than a 1 on the cordless masters, but it also works. So I'm just going to go ahead and make some space. My second guideline with the blade all the way open. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take my Speedo guys, the 00, and I'm going to close it all the way up. Basically what I'm doing is I'm creating another section, creating another guideline with the clipper, with the guard all the way closed, 00 on the red Speedo guides, and then I'm just basically making a little bit more room with that. Okay, flick. I'm not really digging into the hair. I'm just creating some space so that we can blend underneath that and get that area tied into the bottom. Now I'm going to take the 0 with the Speedo guide, still close, and I'm going to make another guideline. I'm going to make another guideline on top of the line that I just did with the 00. I like to cut like this because it kind of gives me a better idea of where the fade is going to end at. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put that 00 back on. I'm going to open it all the way up, and now we are just flicking. We're cleaning out that guideline that we made with the 0 closed. I guess the 0 is the equivalent to like a 1.5. So we're going to take that 00 and we're just cleaning up that last little guideline that we made right there. I may close it up a little bit just to get it out of there. Usually I just play with the clipper between either close all the way open, sometimes halfway open. As you can see, I closed it up a little bit because that line wasn't, was still a little dark, so I wanted to make sure that that line is completely out of there. I'm going to close it up a little bit more, and I'm just working my way through the notches. Some people don't like to do that. Some people just like to, open, close, but me, I like to get all the details as I can as I'm blending, as I'm working the fade. Like I said, now I'm just knocking out that one line, because remember that first guideline was with that 00 close, so I'm just going back to where we first started that initial guideline. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to tap at that ball line that we created with the bronze. Now remember, we took the trimmers in the beginning, we balled it out, and then I hit it with the shaver. So before I begin to blend that line in, I like to hit it again with the trimmer first. And I'm not, taking it higher. I'm just flicking at that line to soften it up a bit so that when I take my clippers, it's not that hard of a work to get that line out. So I'm going to take the masters and I'm going to close them all the way up now. So now this is the master with no guard all the way closed, and I'm just working my way into that blend. Okay, so as you see, I'm just small strokes, pushing that line up a little bit, not going too high, still trying to keep the fade at mid-level. Now I'm going to go ahead and open them up about halfway, and we're just flicking. We're using the corner of the blade. We're not using the whole blade because we're not trying to create another another hard line. So I'm just using the corner of the blade, flicking as I go. And remember always to brush down in the direction that the hair is going, because it gives you an idea of where you need to cut. Okay, so we're about halfway open right now, just flicking. So now I'm gonna go ahead and close it up just a little bit, because that line didn't really come out the way I wanted it to. So it's not fully closed right now, but it's a little bit closer than halfway open, just because I still saw a little line in the fade that I didn't like. So I wanted to get that out right now. Then I'll go back, later and clean it all up. But right now I'm just trying to get through the fade. So then now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, there's still a line there. So I'm going to take the 000 with the speedo guides, and I'm going to close it all the way. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm just tapping the line that was from the master with no guard all the way open to the 00 close that we put on. Okay, this method right here is going to tie those two sections together, and then once we get done with this, and I'm going to come back in with the master with no guard once again all the way open, and we're just going to flick at that last remaining line. So right now, like I say, I'm just using the corners, flicking around, cleaning it up. Now once again, like I told you, here we are with the master open, no guard, and we're just flicking out that last little line right there. As you guys can see, that line is disappearing little by little. Okay, when you're doing a fade, you wanna try your best to get through your steps as fast as possible, but to try to keep it as clean as possible, so that when you go to do your detail work, it's not really a lot of detail work. I close it up a little bit because I still see a little dark. Right? Don't be afraid to close your clipper up and use the corners if you see a dark spot. Okay, when I first started, I was really kind of hesitant to do that, but now I'm a little bit more comfortable. So now what I have is I have the 3 guard. Okay, I have the 3 with the purple magnetic guards, and I have it completely closed, and we're just going up and we're knocking off the remaining bolt. Now on top, he has a 4. Okay, he has a 4 against the grain on top. So basically, like, this 3 is blending directly into that 4. So basically, I just wanted to get rid of the last bit of bolt, like around the parietal ridge area. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my number 2 purple magnetic guard, and I'm going to open it all the way up, and we're just going to slowly flick at that last little dark spot that's right there. I don't know if you guys can see it too good. You guys got to bear with me. This is the first time I'm using my iPhone to record a video. Actually, this iPhone 13 Pro is amazing. I have a Sony A64, and I'm still trying to figure out both of them. But I do like the camera on this 13 Pro. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Okay, so as you can see, that dark spot is pretty much gone. So what we're gonna do once again is now this right here, this is a secret weapon. I saw S-Craft Blends use this guard, and it's a 1.5 purple magnetic guard. I didn't even know they made these things. So realistically, what I'm doing with this guard is I'm just doing some cleanup work. I'm not really taking off any bulk. I'm not trying to debulk anything. I'm just cleaning up that section between that 2 and that 0. And I think right here I went back in with my 1 with the 1/8, and once again I'm just using the corners to flick at that last bit of line. I know we started off with the speedo guys, but I like to do my cleanup work with these. So then once again I put the 4 back on, just running over the top, making sure there's no excess hair. This guy's hair is pretty interesting. It grows several different ways, so I have to make sure that I'm cutting the hair in every direction to make sure that it's even all the way around. As you can see, it's not simple. I have to go against the grain, with the grain, cut it backwards, brush it down, just so that I can get the proper look of what the hair is supposed to look like. Okay. So as you can see, the fade was pretty much done. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the lineup. Okay, we're going to do the lineup, and his lineup as well is kind of tricky. His corners are light, so I'm a guy that I pride myself pretty much on making sure these lineups are as natural as possible, but as crispy as possible as well. I'm using the Andis GTX XO. I like these a lot. These are really good trimmers. I got these. I actually had to send them back, get another pair. The first pair I had, they just started making some kind of noise, which is a little weird to me, but they sent me a new pair right away. Their customer service is actually really good. And so I guess the reason why they sent them so fast is because these clippers are still fairly new, so I guess they had to work out some kinks. But yeah, so there, I'm just keeping that lineup, as natural as possible, not pressing hard. These you don't have to press hard at all. I'm not a guy that likes to press hard. I'm not heavy-handed, but I like to allow all the clippers and the trimmers just to do their work. I heard that, when I first started cutting, man, just let the clipper do the work. Because I did used to think that the harder you press, the more crispy the line would come out. But as you can see, we got a good haircut. We got a good haircut. I'm going to go back and do a little detail work after this, but I just wanted to show you guys the finished product. Well, I guess not the finished product, but, you get the gist. There it is. So listen, I want you to go ahead and follow me on my... You can go ahead and follow me on my YouTube, AJ_DA the barber. Like, subscribe, and let's get these likes up. Y'all have a blessed day.